And the title of the speech is How to Make Your 15-Minute Presentation More Effective. Let's welcome Misha.
Okay, thank you, David. Once the organizers of the conference were looking for a speaker, and they decided to approach, at that time, the great orator. His name was Abraham Lincoln. And also ask him a question. Could you give a talk at our conference, and how much time would it take you to prepare for it? He said, well, if you want me to give an hour-long presentation, I'm ready right now. But if you would like a 10-minute talk, then I need a couple of days or maybe a week of preparation. And since many of us are grad students, that's what this type of the talk we are facing at the conferences. And these talks are important because they can give you success in your professional life. And today I would like to share some of the tips on how to efficiently prepare for this conference talk and also how to deliver it in an effective way. So all of us, again, grad students, we work years and we have done lots of experiments, we have lots of data, lots of pictures, lots of documents, and now we're given only 10 minutes to present it, to share it with our scientific community. So one way how you can do it, you can try to put all your pictures, all your results in your slides, and then try to speak as fast as possible, maybe 400 words per minute. And you can guide your audience through all the difficult times, all the nights you are spending in the lab. However, there is another approach, which I call less is more. So in this way, you can try to find the essence in your research, in your observations which you've done. I hope many of you are familiar with what is called Pareto principle, or 20 to 80 principle. The example is that 20% of the company's product bring 80% of its income. So the same could be applied to your research, that 20% of the results which you have can describe 80% of your whole work. And I would like to encourage you to find this 20%. The second challenge is how to structure the 20%. You should take into account that the audience at the conference will be of different levels. There will be experts, there will be people who are hearing it for the first time. Some of them probably tired, didn't sleep well, didn't eat well. And your presentation should be designed in a way that each of them will get something. I like to imagine that my grandma is sitting in this audience, and even she, who doesn't know much about physics or engineering, will get something. Sometimes they say that if you can explain it to your grandma, then it means that you quite understand your research topic. Well, you have prepared the structure, and it's a big challenge. And what I have seen people try to do, instead of trying to plan their talk, like the introduction, the main message, how do they support point 1, point 2, point 3, how do they come to the conclusion, some of them start with slides. Preparing the slides, even if they don't have much time, they'll better prefer to have slides, but no structure of the speech. This I would definitely not recommend. I think it's much better to have a structured talk than nice slides, and then you would go through them, clicking and looking, oh, okay, what I need to say on this slide and on the next slide. All right, and the second part is about the delivering that information which you have prepared. I really like the comparison with the broadcasting radio station. So first of all, you would like to encourage people to switch to your station. So what you can do, you can put at the beginning of your talk an attention catcher, something, anecdote, joke, video, something which would make people to stop talking to their neighbors, maybe put some of their stuff, their laptops, phones on the side and start listening to you. The second part in this broadcasting system, so as soon as they are on your program, it's good to have a high quality of the sound which you send. So, I mean, in this case, there is always noise. Probably notice you switch on the radio and it's like. So you would like to decrease this noise. What this noise could be? One of them, it could be a construction zone nearby. The other one, ringtones or somebody comes in the room. The other things could come from the speaker. So some people like to walk from one side to another one, or have something in their pocket and shake it. The other types of noise could be the so what, well. And of course it could come from the slides. Some people put too much information on the slides or some interesting transitions, so the people in the audience, they, instead of listening to you, they will look at the slides and like, oh man, I really like the transition. I also want to use that animation in my slides as well. So here, try to decrease that noise. On the other side, there is a signal. So it would be nice if you can increase the signal, which means that you should speak louder in terms of the speed of the talk. And it's good to speak not too fast, because many of the people are not native speakers. Also not too slow, not to bore the other people. I would recommend if it's important to slow down, but if there are some of the details, you can just run through them. And one more thing, which I would like to add, and which Minyu mentioned, is that if you would like your audience to remember something, it's good to have some redundancy, but don't overuse it. So good thing you can use in your speeches is that you put your message right away after your introduction, because this is the time when the people have their best attention, they're listening to you at the moment, and then you can come at the end again to the conclusion, emphasizing on it. And beyond that, of course, every good talk should be practiced, 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 and practiced. So I think that next time when you will prepare for the conference talk, you will keep in mind about that, getting the essence, the 20% out of your research, the most important thing, and of course, trying to be a great radio station and delivering your program to the audience. Thank you.